I want to buy a house with my girlfriend, but the lender said I can't use my VA loan at all. Is that correct? I get that question, I would say at least 3 times a week. It's a very popular question. And the reason is there's a lot of misinformation on both sides, on the consumer side, but also on the lender side. So here's what you guys need to know. Can you buy a house using your VA benefit with someone who is not a recipient of the same VA benefit or your spouse? Yes, you can. You can. Now, here's the caveat to that. So if it's you and your spouse, 0% down. Okay? If it's you and your girlfriend, there's gonna have to be some level of down payment, and there's a calculation to get that down payment. Now, the reason why, if you're not married, they want some level of down payment is because VA will only guarantee your portion and your spouse's. So they haven't adapted to, there's less and less people getting married. That hasn't been adapted to yet. So yes, you can definitely buy a house with your brother, your sister, your uncle, your dog, not your dog, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, I keep on coming up with animals. I think it's because it's, Halloween month, but whatever. The key is going to be there's going to be some level of down payment that's required to cover their side. Okay. So we're always happy to do that math, talk to you guys about it. It can be a really great solution. A lot of times people are like, well, if you're engaged, just get married. Just get married, then you can do 0% down. But sometimes people want to be engaged for 5 or 6 years. And if you guys want to do that, just look at the down payment option with VA. It's not bad. Okay, now you're like, well, wait, my girlfriend is in the military too. Okay, now that's the thing, and I'm always asking everybody, and I think sometimes people think I'm super weird because I ask it so much. I'm like, okay, is your girlfriend in the military? Is your boyfriend in the military? Is your husband in the military? Is your father in the military? And the reason I'm asking is because a lot of times people don't tell me up front, and then if I find out they are, I'm like, a different ballpark, right? So the boyfriend-girlfriend scenario, if she's not in the military, there's some sort of down payment. If she is in the military, they have the same benefit. So in situations like that, we can look at doing what's known as split entitlement. So what split entitlement means is instead of just using all of his entitlement or hers, we can put half of the burden on both of them, which is a great way to do it. I would strongly suggest it. If you guys are married, usually we'll see and both military, we'll see oh, he did this house, she did this house years later, stuff like that. We don't do the split entitlement generally with married people. However, with people who are not married, because we'll see guys and gals who are like, oh, well, we want to buy a house together. We're not dating or anything. We just think it's a great investment, and neither one of us wants the full responsibility, and we're going to live there, while we're stationed here. Cool. You can totally do a VA loan together. We'll just split the entitlement. So it can be a really great way if you see yourself in the military for a long period of time, and you're going to be PCSing multiple times. It's such an amazing way to build up a real estate portfolio. And no, VA loans are not meant to be used as investment properties. However, it is totally acceptable to buy a house utilizing VA, live in it, while you're stationed at the specific location. And then when you move to the next location, turn it into a rental and do it again. Now, that's very easy to accomplish in areas where the cost of living is lower. So the states where you're in the under $300,000 range, it's really easy to do that a couple times. And there's no limit to how many times you can use your VA eligibility. It just determines on if we still have enough left. States like Hawaii, California, you can't do that as much because we're going to be using all your eligibility generally on that first loan because those places are so expensive. But, there is always the thought of, well, if I buy a house that's $600,000 or $700,000 in Hawaii and I was buying it with my friend and we split entitlement, then we still have the option if we get stationed somewhere else where we can buy another house. So lots of stuff to think about there. The key to this whole video though is it doesn't have to be another military person on the loan. However, if there is someone else on the loan that doesn't have the VA benefit that you are not married to, a down payment will be required. And also VA does review joint loans just to make sure everything looks great. So, if we see anything on the front where I'm like, if someone called me and you guys were like, I met this guy at this real estate investor thing and he said if I do the VA card and he's on the loan with me. He'll make the payments every month and like, you know, I'm not gonna live there, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna live there and he's gonna live. No, that's what they're trying to avoid is scams. So questions, comments, anything you guys need. I'm licensed in 48 states now. Yay. And I'm happy to help you. There's a link to my calendar everywhere. You guys can get on the calendar. You'll either speak with myself or Alyssa or one of the gals on the team. We do our best to answer your questions. If it's something we don't immediately know, we're always going to go to an underwriter and get right back with you. We do appreciate you. I appreciate you guys who tune in every week. You have no idea. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you guys have other videos you think I should be doing that I haven't, tell me.